Hey, everybody, and welcome. We're about to jump into a really fun topic today.
I know. I'm really excited for this.
I think this is going to be a good one. So get ready to, because today we are diving deep into greetings across cultures.
Fascinating stuff.
We've got an English language lesson plan here.
Oh, wow.
It's going to cover everything from like a super simple basic hi to like phrases that are so smooth they'd impress a diplomat.
It's amazing how much these greetings tell us not just about language, but about like cultural values and social dynamics too.
You're right. It's like they've got these hidden codes embedded in like just our everyday interactions. If you think about it, like whether you're traveling or working in different countries or even just like striking up a conversation, mastering greetings can really, I think, make a difference.
It really can. You know, even a simple hello carries so much weight. It sets the tone for like the whole interaction.
Totally. Yeah. Okay, so this lesson plan breaks down greetings into different levels, starting from beginner A1 to like super fluent C2.
Okay.
I'm really curious to see how those levels like play out in terms of like cultural nuances.
Yeah, that's where the real like insights are.
Yeah.
You'll see that as we go up the levels, the greetings not only become more complex in terms of like the language, but they also start to show like a deeper understanding of social context and relationships.
Right. Makes sense. Okay, well, why don't we start with like the real A1 basics?
Sure.
Hello, hi, good morning, afternoon, you know, like the kind of stuff that you learn like right out of the gate.
Exactly. And even here you can already see like the beginning of politeness and building relationships. You know, like how good morning acknowledges the time of day and implies a certain level of respect.
Right. It's not just the words themselves, but also like the message that they carry.
Exactly.
For sure. What about when we go up a level to A2?
At the A2 level, we start seeing things like, how's it going? What's up?
Yeah.
And nice to see you. These are a little more friendly and informal.
Yeah, I was thinking like, how's it going?
Yeah. Yeah.
Implies more of a personal connection than just like a hello.
Exactly. It suggests like you're interested in the other person.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like a casual question.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Is even more informal, often used with close friends or peers.
It's interesting how within one language, you know, English, you have these subtle variations in formality. I bet that gets even more complex when you're dealing with different languages and cultures.
Totally. Think about it this way, like choosing the wrong level of formality can be like showing up to a black tie event in jeans and a t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
It just doesn't fit.
Totally doesn't fit the context. So context is super important.
It is.
And speaking of context, the B1 level specifically calls out the difference between formal and informal greetings.
Right.
And I feel like this is an area where things could get kind of awkward if you're not aware of the cultural norms.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Imagine saying like, how do you do to your friend at the bar?
Yeah.
It would sound so out of place.
Yeah.
Because how do you do is usually for more formal situations. Like when you're meeting someone for the first time in a professional context.
Right. It'd be like wearing a ball gown to a barbecue.
Exactly. And on the other hand, being too casual in a formal situation can also be a misstep.
So you've got this whole spectrum of formality with things like good to see you or pleasure to meet you on the formal end.
Right.
And then, hey there, or long time no see on the informal end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as you get better at the language and culture, you learn to handle these subtle differences.
Right. You get better at it over time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the basics, but what about those times when you want to go beyond just like a simple hello and actually show like real interest in the other person?
That's where the B2 level comes in. Here you'll find phrases like, how's everything going? It's been ages. And what have you been up to?
Yeah, these feel like they're setting the stage for a better conversation.
They are. They go beyond just saying hi and show that you want to connect on a deeper level.
I see how like mastering these greetings is almost like leveling up your social skills.
It is.
You go from like basic interactions to more interesting and engaging conversations.
It's like learning a new dance.
Yeah.
You know, as you learn the steps, you can move with more grace and, you know.
Right. I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So what happens when we get to those like super advanced levels like C1 and C2?
Right.
Do we start speaking like some secret greeting language?
Not a secret language, but you definitely see more linguistic finesse.
Right.
At the C1 level, you'll see what brings you here, fancy seeing you here, and how's life treating you?
Those sound so natural.
They do, and they convey that comfortable, familiar feeling.
It's like you're not just saying words anymore, but you're engaging in the subtle social dance.
You got it. And if you really want to make an impression with your greeting, the C2 level is where it's at. Imagine starting a conversation with, "It's an honor to meet you," or "Long time no speak, what's the latest?"
Whoa, those are smooth. It's like you've unlocked the secret handshake of sophisticated greetings.
Exactly. And the best part is that they show you're not only good with language, but you're also culturally aware and you respect the other person's time.
So it's not just about sounding impressive, it's also about actually connecting with people.
Exactly. And as we go deeper into this, we'll see how these greetings play out in different cultures.
Okay.
And how they can help us understand the tricky parts of communication between cultures.
I can't wait to see where this deep dive takes us.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's amazing what we can learn from something as simple as a hello or goodbye.
Absolutely.
It's incredible. It's fascinating, though, how greetings aren't only like spoken words, right?
Right.
Think about like the power of a handshake or a bow or even like a nod.
Yeah, you're right. It's like there's this whole other language of greetings happening alongside the words. Oh my gosh. I remember when I first went to Japan.
Yeah.
The bowing thing totally threw me off.
It's a whole system.
I felt like I was always doing it wrong.
The Japanese bowing system is so nuanced.
Right.
It reflects like centuries of cultural tradition.
Wow.
The depth of the bow, how long you do it for the angle.
Yeah.
It all means something about your social status, respect, and the relationship.
It's crazy how much you can say.
Right.
Without even saying a word. I always wondered, like, where did bowing even come from?
Well, there are theories that suggest that bowing started as like a sign of submission.
Oh, okay.
But it's changed over time and it's become a really important part of etiquette in many Asian cultures. It's a way of showing respect, gratitude, even apology.
Wow. So like a simple bow can mean all sorts of things.
Yeah.
What other nonverbal greetings have you found in your research?
Well, the handshake, which is super common in Western cultures, is thought to have come from knights.
Okay.
They would use it to show they weren't carrying weapons.
Really?
It's like a sign of trust and peace.
That's interesting. So something we do so naturally today actually has roots in like ancient rituals.
It does. And think about the cheek kiss.
Yeah.
That's common in lots of European and Latin American cultures.
Right.
It shows warmth and closeness. But even that has variations, like 1 kiss, 2 kisses, 3 kisses.
Oh, yeah.
It all depends on where you are and who you're with.
Oh my gosh, yes. The first time I had to do the cheek kiss thing, I was so awkward.
It can be tricky.
I didn't know how many kisses to do or which cheek to start with.
Right.
Or even like how close to get.
It's a cultural minefield for sure.
It really is. It just shows how important it is to be aware of these differences, especially when you're traveling or interacting with people from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
But with so much variation, how can we even figure this all out?
Right.
It's like you need a cultural decoder ring or something.
Well, I think the first step is just knowing that these differences exist.
Okay.
Don't assume that your way of greeting is the only way. And then do some research. You know, if you're going to be with people from a certain culture, take some time to learn about their customs. There's so much info online and in travel guides.
That's a good point. I'd rather be prepared than accidentally offend someone.
Right. And remember, people usually love to share their customs. So don't be afraid to ask questions. It shows you're interested and respectful.
Okay. Good advice. What about those times when you're really not sure what to do?
Yeah.
Is there a safe greeting that works everywhere?
A genuine smile and eye contact go a long way no matter where you are.
True.
It shows warmth and openness, even if you don't know all the customs.
I guess that's where those basic A1 greetings come in handy, too.
Exactly.
A simple hello or good morning is pretty universal.
It is, and it shows respect. And if you're not sure, it's always better to be a bit more formal than too casual.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You can always adjust based on how the other person reacts.
Right. Okay, so we've talked about avoiding cultural mishaps. But how about we switch gears a little bit?
Okay.
What are some ways that we can actually make our greetings stand out?
I think the key is to be present and genuine.
Okay.
Put your phone away, make eye contact, and really listen to what the other person is saying.
Right.
It sounds simple, but it makes a huge difference.
It really does. You're right. We're all so distracted these days.
We are.
That a real connection can be really powerful.
And don't forget about personal touches, like A sincere compliment, a shared laugh, or even just have a great day can really make someone feel good.
Yeah. It's like we're all searching for those little moments of connection.
We are. And those moments can start with just a simple greeting.
This whole conversation is making me realize that greetings are more than just a social thing.
Yeah.
They're a way of showing who we are, how we see the world, and how we connect with people.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And the more we understand about greetings, the more we learn about ourselves and the world around us.
It reminds me of that saying, the world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page.
I love that.
It's like if we only experience our own culture, we're missing out on so much.
We are. It's a reminder to be curious, to explore, and to embrace all the different ways people connect.
So let's try to put this into practice. Let's say you're going into a big business meeting.
Okay.
What are some greetings that would show you're professional and confident?
In a business setting, you always want to start with a handshake.
Okay.
And a professional greeting, like good morning or good afternoon. Introduce yourself clearly and maybe make a quick, polite comment about the meeting or the place.
Got it. Eye contact, firm handshake, clear intro. Okay, what about when you're leaving the meeting?
You could say, it was a pleasure meeting you, or thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I look forward to our next conversation.
Okay.
And of course, another handshake as you go.
All right, so we've got business greetings down. What about something more casual? Like, let's say you're meeting a friend of a friend at a party.
Oh, okay. In that case, you can be more relaxed.
Okay.
Hi, hey, or hello is fine.
Right.
You can mention how you know the host. And maybe ask a question to break the ice.
Okay.
Like, so how do you know host's name?
That's a good tip. It takes the pressure off trying to be clever or anything.
Right. Just be yourself and be interested.
Totally. What about saying goodbye in that situation?
You could say something like, it was great meeting you. Hope you have fun tonight, or see you around.
Yeah.
And depending on how well you know them, a hug or a wave might be okay.
It's all about reading the room and going with the flow.
Exactly. A hug at a business meeting might be weird.
Yeah.
But it's fine at a party.
Right. What about when you're traveling to another country? Any advice for greeting people in their own language?
Even learning a few basic phrases in the local language.
Right.
Like, hello, thank you, and goodbye can go a long way. It shows respect and that you want to engage with their culture.
I remember trying to speak some Italian when I was there.
Oh, nice.
My pronunciation was terrible, but people really appreciated the effort.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's the thought that counts. Even a simple ciao can make a difference.
It really can. Okay, so we've covered formal settings, casual settings, and even greetings in other languages.
Yeah.
What about those everyday moments like passing someone on the street?
Right.
You always have to say something.
That's a good question. It really depends on where you are and what you're comfortable with. In some cultures, it's normal to acknowledge everyone you pass.
Okay.
Even if it's just a nod or a smile.
Yeah, I've noticed in smaller towns, people are more likely to say hi to everyone.
That's true. In places where people know each other, it builds a sense of community.
Right.
But in big cities, it's more common to just make eye contact.
Yeah.
Or maybe give a little nod.
It's like an unspoken rule of city life.
It is. It helps keep things moving smoothly. But in the end, it's your choice how you handle those quick encounters.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot here, from formal business greetings to casual hellos.
Well, yeah.
And even nonverbal communication. This has been really interesting.
It has. It's amazing how much there is to something we often don't even think about.
We've gone deep and found all this cultural meaning and social stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's still more to explore.
You know, it's funny how we can go through life like without even really thinking about the act of greeting someone. But this whole deep dive has made me realize like how powerful these everyday interactions are.
Me too. They're often seen as just a formality.
Yeah.
But there's so much more than that. They're like the starting point for human connection.
Yeah, and they can have a ripple effect, you know?
Yeah.
They influence like the whole tone and direction of the interaction. It's almost like setting the stage for a play.
I like that.
A nice, warm, welcoming greeting can make people feel comfortable and open. But like a cold or dismissive one can just shut down the whole thing.
Yeah, it can stop communication before it even starts.
It's wild to think about how all these unwritten rules of greeting have evolved over time.
Right.
And in different cultures. I'm curious about some of the more unusual greetings you found in your research.
Okay, well, one that always stands out is the hangi.
The what?
The hangi. It's a traditional Maori greeting in New Zealand.
Okay.
They press their nose and forehead to the other person's nose and forehead.
Wow.
It's a really symbolic gesture. It represents the sharing of breath and the joining of two souls.
That's beautiful. It's like a physical way of showing connection.
Yeah.
What other examples can you think of?
Well, in Tibet, they stick their tongue out as a greeting.
They what?
Yeah. It's believed to have come from this idea that you're proving you're not the reincarnation of this evil king from the 9th century.
Yeah.
He was known for having a black tongue.
That's amazing. So greetings can be tied to, like, history and beliefs.
They are. I bet there are some pretty funny stories.
Oh, yeah.
About when people from different cultures try to greet each other.
Oh, there must be. I mean, I can imagine the awkward moments.
Definitely. I heard a story about this American businessman in Thailand.
Okay.
He wanted to be respectful of their culture. Mm-hmm. So he tried to greet his Thai colleagues with a way.
What's a way?
It's a Thai greeting where you press your palms together and bow.
Oh.
But he bowed so low that he headbutted one of the Thai businessmen.
Oh, my gosh. That's so awkward.
It was. But I'm sure it's a funny story to tell now.
It probably is. It's a good reminder that even when we're trying our best, cultural misunderstandings can happen.
They do. But that's part of the fun of learning about other cultures.
Yeah.
It's embracing the unexpected in those awkward moments.
So if we want to get better at this whole intercultural greeting thing, where do we start?
I think the first step is being open-minded and curious.
Okay.
Go into each interaction wanting to learn and with a sense of humor. And remember, even just a simple hello can be a powerful way to connect with people.
That's true. It's not about knowing all the rules or being perfect.
Right.
It's about being genuine and respectful.
Exactly. And if you're not sure what to do, just ask.
Okay.
Most people are happy to explain their customs.
That's good advice. So as we wrap up this deep dive into greetings, what are some key things you want our listeners to take away from this?
Well, I hope they've learned to appreciate how important greetings really are. They're not just words. They reflect our values, our past, and our need to connect.
Yeah, and even though customs might be different around the world, the main idea is usually the same.
Exactly.
It's to acknowledge someone, show respect, and start things off on a good note.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And as the world becomes more connected, it's super important to be aware of these cultural differences and to be sensitive and understanding.
So listeners, as you go about your day, pay attention to the greetings you see. Notice the little differences, the cultural influences, and how people use greetings to navigate their social world.
And remember, every interaction, no matter how short, is a chance to connect, to learn, and to broaden your understanding of all the different human experiences out there.
That's a great thought to end on. So until next time, take care, keep exploring,
Yes.
and may all your greetings be warm and genuine.
Farewell.